Ouranos and Gaia, as mentioned above, gave birth to 3 types of giants. As for the children Cyclops and Hecatoncheires, Ouranos hated them very much. Ouranos seemed to find their presence a disgrace to him. God thought of a way to get them out of sight. Send them to Tratar Hell, the deepest place underground. The goddess Gaia was completely dissatisfied with her husband for treating her children Cyclops and Hecatoncheires like that. She went to the Titan children and urged the Titans to turn against their father. But none of the Titans dared to listen to their mother and number 39's words. Only Titan Cronos dared to undertake that terrible job. Following his mother and number 39's plan, given a scythe by his mother, Cronos lurked and waited for Ouranos to go to bed, then slashed Ouranos to death. Titan Cronos, the blood of Ouranos heaven flowed down to Gaia Earth to give birth to a 4th generation of giants, which compared to the Cyclops and Hecatoncheires, if not better, then not the least bit inferior. These are gigantos giants that can be called great giants, with tall bodies, shining shields, always holding long sharp spears in their hands, and hideous and fierce faces. Ouranos and number 39's blood also gave birth to the Ouranes goddesses, Roman mythology, Furies, holding whips and torches in one hand, their hair a tuft of venomous snakes stretching out their heads, making anyone who sees them run away. These goddesses have the mission of punishing and avenging the offender by tormenting that person and number 39's heart day and night, making him unable to eat well, sleep restlessly, and always be restless and tormented. It is also said that drops of Ouranos and number 39's blood falling into the sea gave birth to the goddess Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty. The children of Ouranos are many. It is estimated that Ouranos had between 12 and 45 children. In the 1st century BC, Sicilian scholar Diodor in his work Historical Bookcase collected and recounted legends. The myth of Ouranos, under his pen, at this time was more or less influenced by Evamir and #39's theory of myth, a theory that explains myths with a materialistic and rationalistic nature that is still preliminary and naive. Diodor believed that Ouranos was the first king of the Atlanteans who lived on the banks of the Okeanos. Ouranos taught his people science and technology. The king himself was very knowledgeable about science and technology and was often passionate about observing astronomy. Therefore, after Ouranos died, the people deified him and gradually identified him with the sky. According to this scholar, Ouranos had 45 children, 18 of which were Ouranos and Tita and number 39's children. Hence the name Titan. Later, Tita changed her name to Gaia. Diodor and #39's explanation is certainly not scientifically convincing enough. But we need to know a little to see an attempt by ancient scholars to understand the kernel of reality in myth. Goddess Gaia is not just about giving birth. She also had many love affairs, and each love affair brought this and that god to the world. Marrying her son Pontos, the sea god, Gaia gave birth to the sea gods, Nere, for seas, Thamas, Setu. Marrying Tartar, Gaia gave birth to Typhon, a demon god with 100 heads of fire spewing snakes, larger than the previous generation of Hecatoncheires giants. There is a story that Gaia gave birth to a group of evil birds, harpies, Python. As the goddess of Mother Earth, Gaia has a very large and important position in the beliefs of the ancient Greeks. Gaia is considered the great ancestor of humanity, a place of residence for mortals, nurturing them and also being their resting place, when they have ended their joyful lives on earth. The land is filled with light to enter life in another world. She is the beginning and the end of life. She is also considered the one who nurtures the crops and trees so they are lush and bountiful, and gives birth to fruitful children. That and number 39. Why Gaia has a nickname, Kerpiferous, which means Gaia, good harvest. Gaia was worshipped everywhere in ancient Greece. In sacred vows, the Greeks often cited Gaia as witness. In the Dodone region, northwestern Greece, people later considered Gaia to be the wife of Zeus, pushing the images of Dione, Hera, and Demeter to a secondary position. Goddess of the night Nyx gave birth to many gods that were harmful to the world and humanity. Those are the Charis goddesses with black wings, sharp-clawed feet, and wearing a shirt that is always wet with human blood. The goddess Charis often landed on battlefields to suck the blood and eat the flesh of the dead. These are female death goddesses different from Thanatos, a male god who is also the son of Nyx, who is on a mission to bring death to the unfortunate. In fact, the ancient Greeks also considered Thanatos to be the god of death. Next is the god of sleep Hypnos, also known as the god of dreams, and the goddess of discord Ares. God of sleep Hypnos and goddess of discord Ares. Among the daughters of the goddess Nyx, we cannot help but mention the goddess of struggle. Like her mother, this goddess gave birth to a series of other harmful gods such as fatigue, hunger, pain, chaos, quarrels, robbery, murder. And yet, Dark Night Nyx also gave birth to 3 sisters of the goddess Moires, Roman mythology, Parks or Trifata, who govern the fate of gods and humans. This destiny is the thread in the hands of the goddess Clotho, Roman mythology, Nona. She spun the thread to let the goddess Lachesis, Roman mythology, Decima, examine it. According to this assessment, the goddess Atropos, Roman mythology, Morta, holds scissors and coldly cuts each piece of thread our destiny. It is unfortunate for anyone whose thread of destiny is cut by Atropos and number 39's scissors. That person will be forced to give up a life as gentle and sweet as golden honey to return to live in Tartar hell. We must also mention the goddess Nemesis, daughter of the goddess of the night Nyx, responsible for punishing and avenging criminals to maintain morality and fairness. She is also the goddess who maintains moderation in life. The arrogance of mortals who want to surpass the gods, and the circumstances of relying on wealth, power to act arrogantly and wrongly, and excessive actions such as luxury, conceit, and oppression. Bullying the common people cannot escape the eyes of goddess Nemesis. That is a summary of the story of the opening of heaven and earth, the world from being desolate and chaotic to having shape and having a god in control. But right now everything is still very chaotic, unstable, not in order or balanced. Cronos usurped Ouranos and number 39, throne to rule the world with all these difficulties. The myth of the Greeks and number 39, creation of the world has similarities with the myths of many peoples around the world that the Department of Comparative Mythology, Comparative Mythology, has surveyed. It is a motif about separating the earth from the sky, about imprisoning the children of the earth into the ground. Reading Indian mythology, we see, the beginning of the universe was just vast water, without both existence and non-existence. Later, water gradually conceived the sun. The non-existence that was in the earth gave birth to existence. And the first stage of creating the world is to separate existence from non-existence. Existence is the world of humans and gods, of the sun, hot air and water. Heaven and earth are the first gods. The non-existence is the realm of demons and demons. There is only cold darkness. There is another way to explain that the origin of the universe is due to love. And quote, when Shiva and Shakti have intercourse, sparks and pleasure appear and the universe arises due to love. And quote. Shiva divides himself. And quote, made into two halves, one negative and one positive. Yin and yang harmonize to form the universe. End quote. According to one theory, God Indra is the child of heaven and earth, conceived and born at a time when these two gods were still living together in the same place. Thanks to drinking the magic wine Soma, Indra suddenly grew up into a giant with invincible strength, causing Indra and number 39's parents heaven and earth to be extremely frightened and run away. But each person ran in the opposite direction, so they were separated forever. And Indra occupies the space between heaven and earth. In Chinese mythology, there is the story of Mr. Pangu and Ms. Nua. In Vietnamese mythology, there is a story about the god Pillar of Heaven. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.